Welcome back to Beat the Drum. Oh my God, it's been ages. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to the not esteemed, but panelists. Hope you're all well. Make sure you subscribe to everyone. Links and everything are in the comments. And this is what are we calling it, guys? Season review, season piss take, season whatever of Beat the Drop. Let's pretend we kept to our word and did it every week. So, it is. To be fair, these boys are always ready. Yeah. Jace, Everton Mike, pain in the ass. And we have a substitute in today. Ez will be taken over for Ant because Ant and Jimmy had a little scuffle off camera.
Yeah, they got too hot. I won.
I'm joking.
My porch.
Well, Ant said he wouldn't lower himself to come onto a show where there's a championship team on it. That was his words, not mine. But ooh, hope you guys are doing well. Listen, let's kick this off. Get those likes up and everything. I think just before he gets into his popcorn, should we start with Palace? Does anyone want to, or does anyone particularly want to start? Because you don't, Jimmy.
No,
you're just gonna take the piss over it. Rich, are you annoyed the season has ended, mate? Because what happened at Palace?
Absolutely annoyed. Look, I didn't hide. You saw me lose or lose. I was here under Roy Hodgson. You lot were taking the mic. Well, sorry. Wolfie was taking the piss.
Correctly so, may I add?
All this Steve Cooper chat and stuff. Then you decided to turn our specific manager down for Nuno. But it is what it is.
Did they turn Glasner down?
Correct.
Yep.
He's begun already.
Worst run club in the league. Worst. I love it.
Jimmy,
another one on his board.
Jimmy, do you know who Glasner was before he came?
Pardon?
Do you know who Glasner was?
No, not really. I'm not an owner of a Premier League club.
That is true. Just before we carry on, I was meant to do it at the start, but as Mark said, massive shout out to Kevin Campbell, who's had, was it kidney or liver failure at the moment, and is in a coma. So ex-Forest, ex-Everton, I'm sure the guys watching will have nothing but love for him. So yeah, shout out to Campbell. Hope it all comes better. That partnership, him and Hoydonk, what a partnership. What a partnership.
Him and Ian Wright were better, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No way, man. Him and Hoydonk. What was it? Like 54 goals or something?
Campbell and Wright were unbelievable.
Hoydonk, he was best at Celtic, weren't he? Van Hoydonk.
He was best at Forest, mate.
He was awesome at Forest, mate.
Oh, he was amazing. Until he went on strike. And broke my heart.
Loved the club.
Shut up. But let's carry on with Palace, right? Because you were flying, man. The amount of games you won what was it in the end? How many did you win in a row? You can't even remember it.
So we drew with Fulham, and our last defeat was Bournemouth.
Well done, John.
In which it was a game that we were poor. We were really bad that game.
Yeah.
And that's not to take it away from Bournemouth, but I think if it had finished 0-0, I don't think anyone would have complained. It was that time.
Yeah, I don't think we're that good either. I think 0-0 was probably the right result, but we nicked one.
Yeah. And the game before that we had lost was 4-2 to City at home, in which we actually thought, we don't care, we're going to throw the kitchen sink at City, and gave them a good game. But remember I said to you under Roy Hodgson, we had a run-in that was stupid. City, Liverpool, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Wolves, Villa,
Forest.
And Forest, yes. And Glasgow came in, and within that, we lost 2, I think drew 2 or 3, and won the rest. What he's done to our team, and bear in mind, the same players that Roy had, because Munoz and Wharton came in whilst Roy was in charge. He's absolutely transformed us. Mateta ended up looking like a beast.
Bro, you were cussing him down all
Yes, I
season,
was.
right? Don't
Yes,
even
I
try
was.
and hide like you weren't, okay?
I don't. Who said I'm hiding it?
I just want to
Glasnow's
clarify
done
before
to-
you try to hide it, right?
I wanted Mateta gone. Yes, I'm not going to deny that. But my goodness me, what is Glasgow? And this is what it is about coaching, you know, and just being a man manager. Because, all right, Olise came back, which was massive for us. But that front three of Mateta, Eze, and Olise, granted, I don't know if we're going to keep any of it. Well, Mateta staying, but Eze and Olise, it's a bit ropey. But they were unbelievable. Adam Wharton, probably January signing of the season. I mentioned January. Don't bat me for it. Unbelievable as well. But what has been good is we're not messing about in this window. Chadi Riyad signed, just waiting to obviously because the window's not officially open. So waiting to get, he's a Barcelona centre back. And potentially Daichi Kamada on a free
The Napoli
transfer.
guy.
He was at Lazio.
Lazio, sorry.
But he
Yeah, but
previously
he's a
worked with
crybaby,
Lazio.
isn't he? He wants 2.5 million more to stay there. You ain't gonna have that money.
That's what you think. We finished 10th, remember? We finished 10th, remember? We got a bit more change. We got a little bit more change.
It's like he's been 12th every year since he was born, right? And this 10th is like their first ever trophy, man. It's just it's embarrassing, Ray. It's
No, I'm
embarrassing.
sorry. I don't care. I'm shameless. It is a massive trophy. Last year we finished 11th and we finished above Chelsea. This year we finished 10th. And remember, we were 16th before Glasner took over. And I was sitting here on this channel saying, I think we're going down. I was telling you that. Until Roy got sacked, I was saying, I think we're getting relegated.
He has been class, hasn't he? He has been top class Glasner since coming in.
So good.
Yeah, but
So-
you know my biggest annoyance with Palace and Mateta, right? Why
Jealous.
does he tuck his shirt so tightly into his shorts, man? They never come out. It just winds me up, man.
Don't care as long as he's scoring goals.
It's
Correct.
just, it gives me, it just does me. Thank you, Vancouver. Much love to you as well, bro. By the way, I've been to Vancouver. What a shithole. But on your two big boys, because let's face it, you became a 3-man team. You were a 2-man team before that, Glasner or not, yeah? Because I would argue Roy Hodgson didn't have Olise and Eze both fit at the same time. So this whole Glasner thing, as Sai saying here in the chat, probably
Don't do
overhyped,
that.
mate. I think it's probably overhyped.
Listen to this carefully, right? He had Eze to start the season.
Mm.
He then run him to the ground because everything had to go through him.
Because you're a 1-man team. Agreed.
He wasn't making substitutions. He then made the biggest cardinal sin of all. Once Olise came back, he had a bit of a tweak against Sheffield United. He came off after he scored. To be fair to Sheffield United, yes, we won, but my gosh, you actually left everything on that field that night.
What was the score there? I can't remember that one.
3-2.
3. Ooh, that's tied, Jimmy. That's basically a point for you guys, isn't it?
Took the quality of Eze and Olise to win that game.
Yeah, it did.
Olise comes off. Guess what Roy Hodgson decides to do the following game against Brighton? We're 3-0 down already. Oh, Olise, go on the pitch. What's he gonna do? He's just had another hamstring tweak. Leave him out. And then he picks up another injury. But what Glasner did when Olise came back and said, you're not playing. So he didn't play against Bournemouth. He played a little bit against Man City. He didn't play against Bournemouth at all. He played a bit against Liverpool, but he managed him well. And this is the difference. So I granted Roy Hodgson didn't have the players at times because of the injuries, but he caused the injuries. He caused the injuries, you know.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose them, man. You're gonna lose them. Let's be honest. And then Glasner's gonna look like a fraud.
I think we will have one of the two of them.
No way.
And bear in mind, Mark Gay, I've already resigned to the fact that he's gone. But like I said, we've signed Chadi Riyad already, and we're looking at signing Lacroix from Wolfsburg, who Glasner's worked with as well. So
Statman John, what's your intel on these weird names that he's chucking around?
No, I don't have anything on either.
I was going to say, if John don't know that.
Well, no, I'm not. I haven't been as much across football in the last other teams in the last few weeks. But
Mr. Forest, till I die. Who cares about Palace? Next. What do you mean? We finished above you again. Can you behave yourself? No, I'm not having. I'm normally the very nice, humble one, and you're taking me to a very dark place when I'm supposed to be happy. Right?
You've grown a few inches since Glasner came in, have you, Rich?
So was my hair. Look at it.
I would say Glasner's walked in into a good job. So long as Palace keep their best players, they've been building well for years. They need a new set of eyes on that talent. I just can't wait till about February time next season, where Rich is like, "Oh, that fucking Glasner, man! Bring me back, Roy. we're 14th. We need to get back to 12. We need to get back to 12." But I'll give it to you. You've had a good season. Congratulations on winning your first trophy. End to the season. Yeah. Because when we played you a couple of weeks ago, you were what, 3-4 points ahead of us? So you were right in the thick of it.
We should have beaten you too.
Yeah. No. I can't remember. Was that
Don't
the
go that
1-1
far.
match? Was it 1-1?
1-1. Yeah.
That was 1-0, wasn't it?
Eze missed like 2 chances in that game.
Chat, who scored for us? I remember Mateta scored for you, didn't he?
Chris Wood, crazy.
Wood, wasn't it?
Oh, the header. Oh, the flick header. Yeah. We should have won that. And I agree with Simon. I mean, it doesn't matter what you say, Rich. Palace are pretty irrelevant. I honestly think Sheffield are more relevant than Palace, I would say. You got, Jimmy, haven't you got better history than Palace? Sure you'd agree with that.
Of course we have.
Wolfie, have you not told your fan base about me? I've liked Forest as a club. Now I'm going to want them relegated.
Bro, I'm not saying I dislike you. I'm just talking facts.
Coming.
Rich, I hate Sheffield United, yeah? But facts are facts. They are more relevant than you are historically. You can't argue.
They are boring. Rich, they are a boring club, bro. Come on, you got to put your hands up for that.
We're not boring anymore. We're not boring anymore.
We'll see.
One man team. Sarah says she likes Rich.
Gibbs White FC, but carry on.
Oh, we're gonna go down Gibbs White. We'll come to Forest. And then John. Can we just rewind back to the first episode of this season? And can we remind everyone who I said had the best transfer window of the summer?
Ooh.
Yeah, you did. And I thought we were right up there as well as one of the best windows. I think that I know Forest, you were pretty. Forest fans were pretty high on the business that they've done.
No, again. I said you, man. Don't freaking discredit me here.
Rick,
I was just saying that was most of the comments when we were talking about that when we were talking in that video. But yeah, Bournemouth. The problem is that all their biggest signings were injured most of the season. So we've actually done it with more. We've actually more so done it with a lot of the lesser heralded players, or the ones that we had already. Because we've got Tyler Adams has been out basically the whole season. He started one Premier League game all season.
He was my one to watch for the season, by the way.
So he's played about 100 minutes. Alex Scott was out for a good chunk of the season. We made a guy called Hammer Traore, who we brought in January last season on loan. We made him permanent in the summer, but new manager didn't like him. He barely played a minute, so he went out on loan pretty sharpish. And he was 25 million. So all the 25 million players, like Alex Scott's the only one that really's done anything, and that was about a quarter of the season. So just got to put down to the manager. As I think a lot of people, when it came to when we were first 9 games without a win, and it was a lot of talk about Bournemouth, right up there with candidates for going down. Oh, it's failing. You should have kept Gary O'Neill. I just said we needed that first win. We desperately needed that first win to start to kick on. We just about beat Burnley 2-1, 10th game of the season, and then took off. And we were never really in trouble after the next sort of 5 games. Got those wins and stayed pretty safe. I think
it was Everton, wasn't it? You went away to Everton. Was it 3-0, if I remember
Yeah,
rightly?
It was 3-0.
And there was a lot of discontent in the fan base, wasn't there, coming out of that match? That even some were like, I'm close to Iriola, however you say it, out. But it was, you turned it around.
Yeah. And I think I'm pretty sure I remember talking about that, saying that, when the match going fans are starting to turn and boo on a consistent basis, that's when you've got to start being a bit worried. And that, considering the first sort of 6 games looked promising, going away to Everton, getting absolutely destroyed 3-0, didn't even look close, was not good. And then we lost 4-0 at home to Arsenal in another game where we just were terrible. And it was looking pretty bleak. But I think credit to the manager, he managed to turn it around. I think he made things a little bit too complicated too early. Tried to sort of push forward his tactical plan maybe a bit too quickly, and the players were finding it difficult. But then, then you play Burnley, who were a bit of a gift to our system because we just nicked the ball off them in their own half and scored a couple of good goals. And then it was we then lost 6-1 to Man City, but after that it was, I think, 7 or 8 games unbeaten. We were one of the form teams in the league. So
isn't that the stint where you cheated against us with Bolly being sent off? Well, you can't remember that scenario.
Yeah, it would have been in that period. Now, I'm just trying to remember when it was because I forgot how early you sacked.
It would have been late December, but just before Christmas, wouldn't it have been? Yeah, just before Christmas.
It was. That would have been what, 23rd December, I think it was.
Around.
So I remember going to that one. So it was. It was in that period that we were hitting our best form, definitely. We did need a bit of luck again on that one,
John. Solanke, because he divides our fan base. We had a debate on him the other day. Like Rob on Grumpy Old Reds was saying he'd love him at Forest. He thinks he's a top quality striker, and thinks he's shit. Right?
Which is not what Ant was saying after I met him at the end of that Forest game. But obviously, he obviously scored a hat trick in that one.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was his all round game that Ant was really impressed with. And now he's saying shit.
Seriously,
the 19 goal strike. Yeah, after that game, we were walking back because he took me from the station to the game, and after we were heading back to his car, he was like, "I tell you what, that's Solanke," and he was just saying how impressed he was with him. So, it's funny. It's funny to hear him change his tune on that one. He's not here to. I don't know whether he's still in the chat.
Is he still in the chat?
Come back to me on that one.
Is this true, Anne? Is this true? Well, because what was he say? He called him crap, didn't he?
He said he didn't rate him. That's for sure. And he didn't say he was. What's the value on him? About 60-70 million. He said he's not worth that. So he wasn't. I think backing him.
Yeah, sure. I think that's what we'll be asking for. I do think that Spurs are the most likely club that he'll end up going to, and I think we were chatting just before going live when we Wolfie that it's probably Bournemouth probably need to make a sale just to make sure that they stay within PSR, and it's especially as we have spent quite a bit over the last 2 seasons.
So John, are you in the same boat as us? Do you have to make this sale before the June the 30th deadline?
I don't think we need to in this lot because I think we're just about within the period where we made. I'm not entirely sure whether we're in the period of when we went down. We made 3 big sales. We saw Callum Wilson, Nathan Ake, and Aaron Ramsdale, which really helped the. Ant's a fucking liar. So he definitely was impressed. He was definitely impressed with the guy that scored a hat trick against his own team in that game. I wish he was on to provide his memories of that game. I definitely know we were talking about it as we were walking back to his car. But I think we probably will need to make it because we spent over 100 million in this transfer window.
Yeah,
I think fairly certain we spent more than Forest. I'm fairly certain. We were only done. So we probably do need to make a sale, but I mean we'll be trying to offload the Traore guy that we brought in for 25. Hopefully get something close back for him. We've got interest already in a couple of players. I think Solanke is if we can sell him for really good money, then I would imagine that that's probably like the only sale we'll be looking to make, and then replace well. But I don't know. He's got his contract till 2027, so like it's going to take quite a bit of money to get him out of this deal.
Let me just give a shout out to Matt SB, who is back in live on YouTube after being screwed over by YouTube. Thank you so much for 199, Matt. Hope you're well. Sending love to FFTV and the Forest fans. Make sure you're all watching all his videos. He's back up and at it, the legend. Jimmy?
Matt SB, big fan of Matt SB, and so pleased he's back monetized again, back on the platform.
Yeah.
Can he subscribe to the Ramble because Blades Ramble? I'm on Jimmy Ramble channel at a minute, but Blades Ramble because I want to speak to him next season about a Coventry preview. Since we're in the Championship next year, that's
He's networking, mate. I like it, Jimmy. I like
that'd
it,
be
Jimmy.
great, and I'll speak to you soon, pal, if you're free.
Hey, Matt,
God appreciate the hustle there. God appreciate the hustle.
Oh, nice move, Jimmy. Nice move. Yeah, Matt, just message in the chat. I can give Jimmy your number if you're cool with that. And I'll take my usual 10%. My 10%.
Can I quickly just say to John though, like on behalf of myself, Wolfie, and Ez, that comeback against Luton, I think was the turning point.
That was ridiculous, wasn't it? Yeah. Wolfie, you messaged me during just after the game, didn't you? That you were like, God, you really do make this fucking you make me sweat, don't you?
Yeah, but
that was
John,
ridiculous.
But John, I even said to you, you're no longer boring, mouth, yeah? And then 2 days later, you blow a lead against the same team. Why? Like, you kept them alive. You killed them, and then you gave them CPR, man. You got 3-0 up, you beat them 4-3, and then you go 1-0 up at their shithole ground, and then you blow it, man. And it was like, that was the little crumb that just kept them alive. Those 3 points, man. They were dead and buried.
I mean, it kept them alive, but they were still like they dropped way too many points during the season. That was their problem. They kept taking leads and dropping points, and you do that enough times, and it's gonna come back and bite you. And they completely ran out of energy in the last 5 weeks. So, unfortunately,
that 4-3.
That 4-3 was the one that really killed them, I think. But yeah, that was ridiculous.
What a game that was. And Jimmy, what does that say about your team, man? Because I don't think Luton won 1 in the last 15 or 16 matches. And then you had Burnley, who were just pretty crap. And then Luton still finished 10 points clear of you, Jimmy. 10 points. You were, how much did you end up behind us by? 10, 40, 16 points. Plus the other 4.
What if you hadn't cheated? How far would it have been if you hadn't cheated?
Jimmy, that's including your quote-unquote cheating. 16 points. Yeah, 16 points. Yeah. 20 if we hadn't been points deducted.
So 20 points.
Are you worse? Are you worse than Derby? That old Derby team that got relegated?
Well, the statistics will tell you no.
Which statistics?
The fact that we got more points than that Derby team would say no, we're not.
What about the club
minus 69? What about the minus 69 goal difference? The goal difference.
No, to be fair to him, that was level. That's level with Derby. Isn't it? Isn't it, Jimmy? You know these stats better. These are your club records now, so you should know that, bro. Is that level or have you got it all out?
We've conceded most goals in history, I believe. So
104, wasn't it? We brought up club 100 for you. Very good.
Yeah,
is that the most in history then, in the Premier League history?
Yeah, I think so.
So why
most in top flight history, I think.
John there just with the knife in the back.
I just want to get the stat right.
When they were talking about irrelevant clubs, I kept quiet about Bournemouth. Come on, let's not make this a bloodbath. There's no need.
Why not? It's season review, mate. We gotta go all in here, mate. We gotta go all in here.
No, John.
I've no bullets, have I?
John, fire back.
We've conceded 104 goals. We're bottom of that league. I'm dead already. Just,
kick a man while he's down, innit?
That's right. That's what I'm here for. I'm the punch bag this evening, and I fully understand.
Dig the grave.
Jimmy,
you last one left. I had respect.
What I don't get is how you can be the most deluded one on here.
What are you talking about now? What are you talking about now? How am I most deluded?
Wilder.
Yeah.
He's
about
relegated you. He's
Have you
relegated
done another
you.
montage? Have you done another little tribute to the Ramble?
No montages tonight, mate. I've been trying to book a freaking holiday. I've had no time, right? You're clear. I promise you, you're clear, right?
Good. I didn't want to say something and then be completely corrected.
You can say what you want. I haven't had time, mate.
Yeah,
You can relax now. There's no montages or anything. I forgot about those.
Yeah.
But why are you still backing Wilder when he is arguably one of the worst managers I've ever seen?
He's done it before, mate. He's been there, done it, and obviously it didn't really change the results. But if you watched us on the field, like Rich has referred to, we gave a lot more in the second half of the season than those players of poor quality should have been given, really, because we're not good enough. But he got more out of those players than Eckenbottom did, and I think given a transfer window, a full summer with a bit of backing, I fancy Wilder's put a really strong team together, and we'll have a go. I'm not saying we'll definitely bounce back straight up first time because we've got a lot of work to do this summer, but I think Wilder's the man. A lot of people disagree with me, and a lot of people agree with me in terms of
serious question.
No jokes. Go on,
Jimmy, serious question. What did you get out of this season? Were you future-proofing yourself financially, or what?
We came up and we were shot financially. We needed to be promoted, or we would have been in serious trouble. And we've used that money to purchase land for a new training ground. We're going to upgrade to a Cat 1 academy. We've done a lot of things in terms of the infrastructure off the field. We've bought assets around the ground in terms of where we can develop in the future. So off the field, it's looking very rosy, and certainly in terms of a sales pitch, because we're potentially under a takeover at the moment. On the field, we're absolutely appalling.
How much is Sheffield worth these days? Just out of interest. Is there any numbers being bandied around?
They're talking around 100 million quid.
100? That's less than we spent in the transfer window last summer, mate.
Mate, that's probably that's about half at Premier League's less than what you spent in transfer window.
Mate, are you worth 100 million? I reckon I've got enough change to put that together to buy Sheffield.
Get another GoFundMe going. I'm sure you can get that sorted out.
My chat, should we buy Sheffield? Should we buy Sheffield and just actually Wilder's doing a good enough job at doing that, mate. 100 mil. That's embarrassing.
How much did Marinakis buy you for?
How much was it? It was more than that. It was like 160.
About 150, 160.
Yeah. And that was it, but that was way back when, mate. That was way back when. 100 mil.
Yeah, steal. Absolute
steal. So Forest are worth 5 times at least as much as Sheffield United.
Yeah, because 160 is definitely 5 times 100.
Oh, you'd think the valuation just holds from when it was bought, yeah?
Well, yeah. If you talk about transfer debt, then yeah, probably.
No. Forest right now are worth about 5 times more. You don't want to talk about transfer debt, surely, with your stealing, mate. Come on. That's not a subject you want to go down.
Stealing?
Yes.
Look at him scrambling for montage again.
Jimmy, do you think you'll come
You're
back
on edge, Jimmy. No. To be fair, you're giving as good as you got. There's times when you probably you might have cash checks that your ask can't. Oh, I can't remember what the saying is. Something like that. Anyway,
you're right.
To be fair, Jimmy.
You should have believed in yourself, mate. That's right. You were right. That's exactly what I did.
To be fair, Jimmy, though. To be fair, you gave as good as you got, and there was good banter. You banned half the FFTV guys from your chat at some point. I don't think you banned me at any point.
I'm not physically banning anybody.
I didn't get involved in all that. But to be fair, you did
mods, and I appreciate their input. So yeah, they keep the channel clean.
They definitely took over.
Jimmy, do
but
you think
it has been fun, mate. It has been fun.
It has, mate. Sorry, Rich.
Do you think he'll come back up?
No.
Thanks, Wolfie. It all depends on what happens this summer, mate. If we get moving quickly, and if we're taking over, which it looks like we could be in the next couple of weeks, then we might have a chance. But it really depends on what sort of money is available, because there's a lot to do with our squad. But we're still an attractive prospect, so we'll see.
Yeah, but Jimmy, you couldn't even afford to keep Ben Osborne, could you? You got rid. Or no, he didn't want to stay. Which one was it?
No, we were going to release him, and then we're potentially offering him a new contract. But it'll all depend on what we do going forward. I don't know what's happening with Ben Osborne. To be fair, it's a case of how much money are we going to have to spend? Because if new owners are coming in and flooding us with money, which I don't think will happen, but at least if we've got Matthew. To be honest, you joke about that. We were rumoured to be in talks with them before Everton. So
Oh my God.
we have got the worst reputation from prospective owners coming in. So I'm just hoping this.
Is that dude that did you over? What was his name again?
That did us over. He didn't do us over.
Didn't he do you
did him
over?
over? We got 10 million out of Dozy Mabuse.
Dozy Mabuse.
Yeah. Give us 10 million quid. We couldn't get it back.
Do you not think Sheffield will come back up? Chat, yes or no? Let's do a poll, actually. Will Sheffield United come back up, right? Because John, they've been docked 2 points, which Jimmy's being kept quiet, for stealing. Is that going to impact them much in the Championship?
You mean when you got done double for PSR?
In the Premier League, mate. Premier League. That place you used to be in?
Yeah.
Is that people wondering why we hadn't had to beat the drop? Ever since Forest started plummeting down the Premier League, all of a sudden, Wolfie weren't available, Ant weren't available. They couldn't do it.
Not true.
Together, and all of a sudden, they're sat in their ivory tower from 10th when we first started doing the series. Soon, as the 17th, and Bumall's going like this.
I'm not gonna lie about that.
No more beat the drop, guys. No more beat the drop. And after the season's done, and we know that you're safe.
It's purely coincidental.
Anyone want a finale?
Lies. It was not. Look, it was never us. And to be fair to Jimmy, Rich, John, always available. It's the ones that are missing tonight. Yeah, Everton, mate.
What stops
Where
us
are you?
going on?
Well, I don't know. It was like I had. There was Champions League matches and stuff midweek.
Yeah,
and
not
Bournemouth
including your boys.
Palace were always playing on the Monday for some reason and what have you.
Yeah,
It's true, isn't it, Rich? You're always on
Palace
that.
do always play on the Monday. They always play Monday. Palace have been on Monday Night Football more than any other Premier League team.
That's my point.
I don't know what it is. They are the most MNF team.
That's because they've been in Premier League longer than any of us.
I think Sky just like our atmosphere. I don't know. It's a
Good
massive
atmosphere. Tell us it's a good atmosphere.
It's a massive inconvenience for us as fans. We work the next day.
Yeah, true.
I do hate Monday Night Football. The only good thing about it is your weekend hasn't yet been ruined. And by the time you get to the next weekend, it's kind of, okay, that happened. It happened during a working day. But you, what's your name again? Rich. That was...
Wow. Where's my popcorn?
Killed him, man. You killed him.
You did with the dreads, mate. With the dreads, right? Are you getting a new upgrade to the stadium yet? What's going on?
I'm not talking to you. Ez, answer my
All right, Ez, can you ask him about the stadium, man? Seeing that he's talking about the atmosphere, because there's been rumors that they're gonna get rid of the Sainsbury's and stuff, man. I'm worried about that Sainsbury's.
Yeah,
Is that happening or not, Rich?
Yeah, by 2027 it should be completed. To be honest, they should be starting works either at the end of this season or the end of next season.
Are you staying at Selhurst? Are you staying at Selhurst?
Yeah.
Just upgrade?
Yeah, we're just so our main stand is going to be 2-tier. That's basically it. So it'll add 10,000.
Are you going to be able to fill it?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Unless Roy Hodgson comes back.
but serious question, Rich. Was there ever discussion about moving away from Selhurst Park? And how would the fans feel about that? We've got that going on right now. Just interesting from another
4 or 5 years ago. So we've got Crystal Palace Park, which has the Crystal Palace athletics track, and where they do like the not Olympics, but like athletics and those sort of like, I don't know what you call them, those kind of trials for, whatever. But it has a track similar to like West Ham, and that kind of got rejected anyway. So I'm glad it did, because now seeing how West Ham is, it's just like, you
can't have the track. You can't. You're too far away.
Yeah. It takes away the whole intimacy of the game. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad that Selhurst is just going to be expanded. That's what I'm happy about.
But what were the fans stance on it? Did they want Selhurst come what may, or were they open to a potential move? Just out of interest, we've got it going on as well, haven't we? Right?
They only wanted the move because we weren't spending any, and we don't spend much anyway, but we weren't spending any money. So that was literally the only reason why they wanted to move, because it's like, okay, we're going to get a bit more money in the transfer window. But then they just kind of changed their mind. I think we're one of the few clubs that still have like a very old school stadium, if that makes sense. And I think the fans love it, to be honest.
What's your capacity at the moment? What's your capacity at the moment?
25.
25. That's nearly as bad as John's, mate.
No, it is small.
But we have been filling it out, to be fair.
We always do. We always do. And the waiting list for like season tickets is crazy as well. So them adding the new stand will add 10,000 more fans, which should generate a bit more money in for the club. So
apparently, Rich, according to Sherlock Holmes over here, that new Palace Stadium was smaller than Selhurst Park, apparently, according to your boyfriend Simon Jones.
Nah, Simon Jones. He's
Jordan. Sorry.
Jordan. Yeah. Now he's just bitter that obviously Parish came in and saved the club anywhere he couldn't. Because he obviously under him.
What's the beef between them? Do you know what the beef is between them?
Basically, Jordan was taking us into administration. Parish came in, saved the club, and Jordan's going around saying that, oh no, he promised us this and promised that, and now he's telling us that I'm this person. Listen, we literally were 1 hour away from administration under Jordan. I'm sorry. Like he's got no say in this. But with the stadium, what would have happened is that because they've only got like with like most athletics that they only got one side of the track is seats.
About 100 meters,
they would have.
One side of the sack is treats.
I understood him, Jimmy. I don't know how, but I did. And then
one side of the track has seats, so they would have built seats around it anyway. So effectively, it would have been 30,000 anyway. Once all the building is done, so this time around we'll be at 35.
And then speaking about shitty small stadiums, John, yours. I've heard so much talk about yours getting topped up and what have you. What's going on with that? You going from like 12,000 to 12,500? What's the plan?
We've got our training facility that is due to finish January. Coming up, it's December, January time. Our new training facility is due to finish.
Who cares about the training facility, man? No one can watch your team still. What are you talking about the training facility for?
Well, that needs to be finished so that we can then move on to building the stadium, because our current training stuff is right next to the stadium, which is where we're going to build a new one. At least that's currently in the plans. And we're going from 12 to 17 to 20, I think. Ooh, is the yeah.
League One standard before you know it.
That's embarrassing, man. Like,
no, it's realistic. What's the fucking point in doing a Darlington? What would be the point in doing a Darlington?
Premier League, man. You're semi-re-establishing yourself.
Yeah, and we've got a 90%. And we've got like a 90% retired population. You've got to just be realistic about this shit.
They're just gonna die off, mate. And
that's why you need. That's why you need more seats to get the youngsters in, so that you actually so that things.
Wolfie, pull up the comment from 1865 Fred. That comment is incredible.
Wait, which one? He's got.
They're building a bus stop.
Oh, gone dizzy. So they'll all have free access with their passes into the stadium. Oh my god! Oh, I'm crying. Hey, 65, go away. Go. I need to mute. I'm gonna mute. I just can't believe you're saying it with a straight face, John, man. Jimmy laughed when I said 12 to 12 and a half. Jimmy, I went far off, man. Seriously. They're going up to maybe 17 to 20.
Morby, you've got to still be realistic about these things.
Stop saying that, man. That doesn't help.
What do you mean it doesn't help? It's the facts.
Oh my god, I'm crying, man.
We wouldn't fill 20. We probably wouldn't fill a 25,000 seat stadium. We probably wouldn't at the moment.
Mate.
That is shocking.
I'm not going to be able to look at a bus stop the same anymore.
Oh god. I can't, John.
Look,
You're killing me, John.
I can't
Anyway.
Yeah,
Look,
take
we've
over,
talked
Jimmy.
about
Please.
Look, whatever.
Oh,
Whatever. At the moment, we're a nice. What? How many seasons are we finishing above you? We'll just keep doing that for the time being.
Rich, should we
Okay,
just talk up for a minute?
Listen, you've had a pop at R3 clubs.
Yeah.
Tell me about this video that you released over the weekend about Forrester in good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Forrester in big trouble.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
PSR breach. What was that about?
I can't. You want me to talk about that after freaking bus stop, fucking bus wankers and all that shit, man? Seriously.
Only a bus stop tour.
Ez, you talk about it, Ez. I need to get a tissue.
Are you in a lot of trouble? Because if you are, people want to hear about it.
Potentially, we need to make a sale. Simple as that. We need to make more sales.
By the way, I got a feeling Ez hasn't watched the video.
Guilty. That is a guilty laugh.
It's not the one that he's
Wait, has
on
he
about,
not watched it? Has he not watched it?
I've watched it.
Like I got time for that. Nobody got time for that. No,
Fucking Sheffield fans watched it, man.
I watched it.
Go on then, Jimmy, you tell us about it. What did you learn from it? What did you learn from that video?
Before we move on, are we saying that Bournemouth's new stadium is going to be called the Sadiq Khan Stadium out of curiosity?
Don't you? Sorry, not in London. Don't get the joke.
Oh, he's got the tumbleweed.
I've had too much to drink. I'm going to mute.
No, I didn't watch the video either. To be honest, I saw what was it? I saw the beginning of it. Is like Forrest might be in trouble with PSR. I was like, oh wow, and bear shit. There's a bear shit in the woods. It's like, of course you're in PSR trouble. And not really. It's not really new information. It was always going to happen.
No, it turns out Forrester cheats. I don't know who would have believed that.
Whoa.
Oh, I'd have believed it. I would have believed it. So yeah, that's what Wolfie was saying basically, as if you hadn't seen it.
Okay, well maybe I'll have to watch it. But to be fair, I'll stick two fingers up to the FA, man. They can fuck off, man. They've got no idea how they're running their business at the moment, and all it is protecting that big six, as we all know, and that's their agenda. And what I would, if I was Marinakis, I would genuinely stick two fingers up at them. I wouldn't even try and save us. Try and save us from PSR. Fuck PSR, man. Let's just do our own thing and let's see what happens. Because at the end of the day, why if you have to sell your best players to stay afloat every season, then how is that sustainable? Look what happened.
No, you just don't. You just shouldn't buy 20 players a season. You don't. That's just the simple. Like, yeah, you do need to sell. Annoyingly, you will need to sell a couple of good players. You're right. Somewhere along the line, you have to sell. But if you're successful with your buy-ins, then it's not quite as bad. But I mean, we're not one at all. We'll probably have to sell as well. But it is still a bit shit though. You've got like Newcastle. Newcastle got the money to buy half the footballs on the planet, and they can't do it because the rules won't let them, even though they've got the money for it. It's not great, but you can't just say fuck it because they'll just say fine, take your points deduction. And you can't do anything about it.
Take it. We took it this season.
If you're Newcastle, though,
you got lucky this season. You've got lucky this season.
And you've got monopoly money like Newcastle have. Why aren't they just going out and buying a team of Galacticos, take the points deduction on the chin or the fine that they can pay out of the pocket change?
I agree.
And just building that foundation of, like City have done before PSR came in, and just building that foundation. And even if they end up getting relegated due to points deduction, if they get a 60-point deduction or something, They're walking the Championship. They're then challenging for Champions League, aren't they? So
I agree with you, Jimmy. There's a lot on the Forest fan base. If you look at the comments of that video, people saying "fuck PSR, take the points, keep Morgan Gibbs White, keep Murillo." And it's like, I think we're all in this. Well, maybe not you because you're down a division, but we're technically all in the same boat. You're gonna have to sell Solanke, as Jay would call him. You're gonna have to get rid of Olise and probably Eze, and probably that t-shirt tucking in striker if he's probably worth money now. And we're gonna lose Morgan Gibbs White, Murillo. And
I was gonna mention that. Please, I hope Spurs buy MGW because they will leave Eze. They will leave Eze alone.
No. Do you know what? I don't. If MGW has to go, as long as he doesn't go to Spurs, that's my like minimum acceptance tolerance level, man. I am so sick of Spurs, and they're just trying to turn themselves into Tottenham Forest, man. They're doing my head in, man. The amount of Forest players, they're linked with all three of our main three: Murillo, Morgan Gibbs White, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. It's a joke. It's a joke. What are you laughing, Jimmy?
Tottenham trying to become Tottenham Forest.
Yeah, they are. They've been trying that for 20 years, mate. They've been trying it for 20 years.
You are the Brighton to their Chelsea. Is that what we're saying?
No, literally. I said that on the video the other day where they're trying to turn up into their Brighton bitch, man. Seriously.
Go back to Dawson and Genus and Andy Reid and all the players they've had off us, isn't it? We've gone straight to Spurs, and they fucked up their careers as well, most of them.
Exactly.
Dawson's the only one who came out half decent from Spurs, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Genus had to go indirect. I still count Jermaine Genus as a sale to Spurs, even though he went indirectly there. It just pisses me off, man. Don't get me started on Spurs. My brother he's there like, oh, so we're going to get Morgan Gibbs White. I don't really want Callum Hudson-Odoi, but all right. Huh?
Much bigger club, though, so they're going to go out there.
How do you figure?
What do you mean, how do I figure?
Well, bigger stadium. I mean, that's all that really matters, apparently.
Bus stop.
You know, they fit two of their stadiums in yours, so it's like, you know, you're half the size of the club.
It's true. Rich, did you see that comment about where's it gone? I can't fucking find it now. Where's it gone? The bus stop one. It's gone. It's gone. Where's it gone? It's gone.
Well, the earlier one, the one about that bus that had me dying. I'm sorry.
It's just like, chat, can we stop with the Bournemouth jokes in their stadium for a minute so we can have a serious conversation? Like, seriously. And then Laurie says she could fit more in a girl's cubicle than they can in their stadium. Anyway, all right, we're done with the stadium.
No, keep it going. Keep it going.
He thinks he's top 10 now, man. He's looking down at you, John. He's looking down at you, man.
No,
he's had too much to drink. All that eating's gone to his head as well.
No, the drink has definitely gone to my head. I'll tell you that for free. No, Bournemouth have done. Where's this gone? Bournemouth have
had to catch the bus, mate.
He's gone to see John.
Yeah, he's coming down our way.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
As a club, though, Bournemouth have done extremely well, considering that this way they started off was rough, and they were very close to sacking what do you call it? Their gaffer.
Iraola.
Yeah. And let me not say the name because I would absolutely butcher it.
Is it Iraola or Areola? Which one is it?
Iraola. Areola's the French goalkeeper at West Ham.
Yeah, they look the same.
Iraola. Okay, cool. And
what?
I don't know.
Sound the same. They look the same. Sorry, go on, Rich. The
turnaround has been brilliant, and you know what? I must say, your gaffer has not got enough credit. A lot of credit's been given to Gary O'Neill for what he's done at Wolves.
Yeah, why? He's been crap.
But not enough credit has been given to.
I think enough credit's got as well because he got a nomination for manager of the season. He was in the top 5 for the Premier League manager of the season. I think he just about scraped in as the 5th choice.
Can you not stop, please, man? Poor John was mid-flow. He was talking all serious, and then Rich explodes in his face, man. Oh, that sounds weird, but you know what I'm saying.
Pause.
Go on, John. Oh, you can tell nothing's changed since our last freaking episode. Go on, John. You were talking about
that is the what was it newcomer podcast of the season award nominees. That's what you come to expect from this show.
Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna warm up another bag.
We ain't going that much longer, mate. He'll come back and no one's here, man.
As long as he doesn't get another drink, I think he'll be okay. Yeah, I think just it's our best season. It's our best Premier League season this year. It's just hands down. It's our best one we've ever had. In terms of points total, most goals scored, I'm pretty sure least goals conceded. Most
is he your highest finish?
No, we finished higher in our second season under Eddie Howe, but we finished 9th. But I think we're about 9th? 20 points. Yeah, that's our highest. That's our highest finish.
Poor, mate. That's poor.
We've never got above 50 points. This is 40. This is our record points total this season. So
you finished higher than that. When did you finish in that season?
No, we finished 9th.
9th. That's pretty shit as well.
What's
your highest finish in the Premier League as well?
Third, mate.
Premier League.
In the Premier League.
Yeah, Premier League. Yeah.
What year?
Okay, cool. 25 years ago.
You asked me what was our highest finish in the Premier League. I answered.
Yeah, cool.
good. 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You had asked for Premier League.
Exactly.
Premier League
No, I got it. It's better than I thought.
Wow.
I've been told.
Irrelevant.
But
30 years ago is what
true.
It did, didn't it, Owen? I was walking them into that one, by the way, because I knew it was coming. They both just jumped straight in.
Name right. Ridiculous.
Huh?
Get back in your box.
Who's calling your name?
Who?
Owen, who can't spell his name right. Eoin.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to call him. What did I used to call you, Owen? I can't. Ian. I had a Scottish mate who spells his name Ian in a weird way, and it looks like that, and it'll give me. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
Did Forest in summer?
But all right, let me ask you lot this, right? Who was the manager of the season? Not officially. Who'd they give it to? Arteta or something? Or Pep?
No, they give it to Pep.
Oh, shock horror. 115, and they still give it to him. Yeah. But for me, it wasn't. Who would you lot say in chat? Who would you say was manager of the season?
Emery. Emery, easy.
It's a bit boring.
Easy one for me. What do you mean it's boring?
That's a bit boring.
Boring is Pep or Arteta or Klopp. I don't even know how Klopp got in the nominations.
He was in the nominations.
It was the top 4 and Arteta. It was Klopp, Pep, Arteta, and Emery, and then Iraola was always going to come 5th in that list when he got a nomination. But yeah, Klopp was in there. No, it's Emery for me. I don't see how it can be anyone else.
Jimmy?
I agree. I think I'm just having a look now to see where everybody finished.
You want a little think? Shall I come back to you and go, Tez?
No, I agree. To be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, that's boring, man.
It is boring. But who else?
Why is it boring?
Well, because it was like.
Sorry, do you want us to say Nuno? Is that what you want?
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, who's yours then, Warby?
Nuno's the manager of the season. He works for the biggest club in Premier League.
Who's mine?
Hey.
I'd probably say Wilder for just the entertainment facts about how shit.
Yeah. All right.
Joking aside,
serious answer next time, Warby.
Joking aside, some, not us obviously, but some would say Rob Edwards, wouldn't they? And they've gone down.
Oh, shut up, man!
They've gone. I agree. Shocking. But have you heard how the media? They're so
best
brave.
hair, definitely. He's got the best hair, mate.
They're plucky. Ez fancies him, by the way. You know what, Jimmy? His hair. It looks a little. He's got the same kind of hairstyle, Jimmy. It's a little Rob Edwards than you, Jimmy.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll get a decent job then.
What, Luton? I won't call that decent, man. Not that shit.
Oh my!
But did it wind you lot up as a Sheffield United fan base? The way they'd always talk about them being plucky and good old Luton.
Yeah, I were on the flip side. I was buzzing about Company. Everybody saying that Company were brilliant and all this. Because I thought it were crap, and they weren't changing anything at Burnley. So long may that continue. And obviously he's gone now, but. Rob Edwards, I just did not get the love in at all because any other season, with no points deduction for you lot, they are cut adrift with the rest of us. The other 3, all 3 have been so poor this season. It's just there's no fairy tale there. I think it were hyped up by the media, weren't it?
Yeah, I fully agree. They wanted that fairy tale story, didn't they? It just felt like that all season. And they tried it, like you said at the start, with Company coming in. They walked the championship. He's sticking to his guns, and then he goes and gets the Bayern.
How has he bagged the Bayern job?
Because he is 20th on their list of candidates, and the first 19 said hell no. So that's how they got down to Bayern. Got down to the Company, including Glasner. And you said no, 100 million or fuck off. Basically,
100 million, man. That's worth more than Sheffield United. Come on. I think Glasner. You should have got rid of Glasner to Bayern.
Huh?
Yeah, you should have. You should have.
No. We need give us one season. If he leaves off next season, so be it. But we need one more season.
Are you putting him as your manager of the season then, Rich?
No.
No, he didn't even hesitate.
he only joined us in what end of February, so it'd be unfair to like Emery and even John's manager, because I can't pronounce his name properly.
Yeah. The one name that's getting a bit in the comments as well, who I think that probably was harsh and lose out on some of the candidates, is Dyche. Actually, because if you take away the points deductions, I think we finished on the same points as Everton.
What did they end up with? 8? Yeah, they'd be on 48 alongside you with a better goal. You had a better goal difference.
Yeah, I mean, there's that obviously, but it's just like I think Dyche has been sort of like I didn't give him enough credit at the start of the season. I thought Everton with the points deduction would go down. I thought Everton were going down because I thought a good points deduction. The side has been crap. They're not getting any better. Dyche is okay. He might just about get them over the line, but they were fine. They really had no issues at all. But I think that if a serious answer will be, who would be your manager of the season if it's not?
Well, just before I answer, you know how I said Jimmy looks a little Rob Edwards like. Now you said Dyche, John. I'm just seeing a little. I'm just seeing a little in the old. In it, Rich. I suddenly realised it. There's a little Dyche there, man. John Dyche.
Because I'm bald and I've got a ginger beard.
Basically, yeah.
That's basically it.
I could just see you in the Stone Cold Steve Austin meme with the Dyche face now, John. It'd be quality. But no, for me, I've got 2 managers of the season. I would say Marco Silva. Like, bear in mind, they lost. They were a one-man team with Mitrovic. Yeah, he's been solid. I would, if he was available, I would switch him in at Forest. Whoever was in charge at Forest, I think he is that good a manager.
Yeah, but not based on this season, mate.
Well, yeah, he's better than what you've got, but that's not exactly a high bar.
Low bar.
No, I've got him as a high bar. Marco Silva is a quality manager. You say
he's a good manager, but like Fulham haven't been like anything. They've got like they got those 3 5-goal wins in the season back to back or whatever. And other than that, they've been very middle of the road. It's just they've been just like but they've like that's not manager of the season worthy.
No, for me,
they've still got Paulinho. They've still got quite a few players, including a few that you take higher up the season. The goalkeeper, Leno, is one of the better goalkeepers in the league. You've got Robinson has been one of the best left backs in the league this season. Who else? Willian is a pretty darn decent forward when he's fit.
He's been up and down though this year.
He's been up and down, and he hasn't been fit the whole season. But you've got quite a few players that you've just got like a consistent performers, and you know, you've got Adarabioyo with who was the other centre back they brought in from Ajax. Bassi have done all right. To be fair, they've got a little bit rescued by having that Nunez coming in and suddenly being getting player of the month, because without him suddenly hitting form, I think they were in more trouble. Adarabioyo. So with what was it? Bassi, was it? Calvin Bassi, I think, was the other centre back they usually have. I think they were a decent partnership. The back they are basically where they should be. Gary O'Neill is he's
How
not
do you
done
feel
as
about
good
him,
as
John? Because this was obviously controversial. I think he's crap. I'm sorry, I'm going to say he's crap.
I don't think he's crap. I just think he's okay at the moment. He's still really young as a manager. But he's still only been like 2 seasons as a manager.
Yeah.
This is his second season. And when you look at Wolves, I had did I have Everton? I had Everton on 17th, but I had Wolves finishing 19th at the start of the season. Because they had so few players that were really of any decent quality. They only brought in Cunha. The manager left with a week to go. They sold Nunez to City, which is one of the worst signings of the season. They sold, Neto has been unfit for basically the whole time. I think with what he's had available, he's done a good job. But, their underlying stats aren't that good. They're just holding on at the moment. They need to buy, but I think he's done a decent job.
Yeah, if you look at the VAR decisions and the referee decisions as well, they've had it.
Yeah, you have to look at that VAR. Wolves,
you got to be fair to him. You got to be fair.
Wolves have had it worse than any other team with VAR. Wolves have been absolutely bent over by VAR this season.
You're going to say that on a Forest channel?
Do you not remember the first? Do you not remember the first game of the season?
The Man U game.
Do you remember the Man U game?
Do you not remember our game?
When
the Bolly incident?
Yeah, that was a yellow card that couldn't be dealt with by VAR. So VAR couldn't do anything about that. That's a shit. That's a shit referee. Did you watch Wolves game against us? Do you see Wolves game against us where we managed to beat them 1-0? They had a perfectly good goal ruled out. Wolves had a really bad decision by VAR, backed up by VAR, like a third of their games. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how much. Yeah, you've got a lot as well. You can absolutely take second place on that list. But Wolves were completely bent over by VAR this season.
Who got screwed over more by VAR?
Let's ask the Forest fans.
He's got your channels on there as well. Mate, there's
we definitely got screwed over more, but you can't take anything away from the PE teacher, man. He's done a good job.
Can.
No, I don't think you can. When all their players are fit, the way they play football is a joy to watch. The speed of counter-attack, the wing play that they've got, they're a fantastic team to watch, mate. I'd much rather watch them than us most of the season that we've had, to be fair. So I'm not gonna diss him, mate. I'm not dissing Gary O'Neill. I think he's done well.
Only got bigged up because he went on Monday Night Football and blagged some
after beating us.
Yeah, that was
just went on about how they beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, and he was doing this diagonal sideways tactic thing on them. It's like everyone's like, "Oh, that sounds weird. It must be good. Oh, this guy must not be a PE teacher. He's not rich now. He's gone up a level from rich for being a teacher. So it's like that's what it is. I just don't rate him at all.
Hi, I'm head of key.
He's just.
You what?
I'm head of key stage 3.
That's what I know. I'm complimenting you. He's key stage 2, mate. That Gary O'Neill for me. Yeah, it's just pointless. Jimmy, you seem like you're annoyed by me cussing down Gary O'Neill. Do you want him at Sheffield or something? What's going on?
I won't mind him. Listen, I'm happy with our manager. I don't want to change our manager, but if we did make a change with new ownership, then I won't be against Gary O'Neill coming in. So, but
you'd take Cooper, wouldn't you?
I would take Cooper, yeah.
Mind you, who's I'm fairly certain I remember Burnley at the moment is getting linked to some interesting managers to replace
Scott Parker.
To replace company. Scott Parker. Scott Parker and Frank Lampard. If you could pick two more useless managers.
Yeah. If I could pick them for Burnley, I would. Come on, Burnley.
I hope it is Frank Lampard, because after he said to us that we're not a relevant club.
Yeah, but he was right.
He's not a relevant manager.
I hope he ends up in the Championship.
I mean, I don't like Lampard, but
he'd be lucky to get a League Two job.
And then Cooper's been linked with Burnley, Leicester. By the way, how did the Leicester manager land Chelsea's job? That's
ridiculous.
What's going on? It's either get relegated or get promoted. Makes you the hottest property in world football.
You know what?
I think
Leicester's going to get a very hefty points deduction, and I think he bailed out.
Who, Leicester?
Yeah,
because they didn't do a Forest and go sorry. So they just stuck two fingers up at the Premier League.
Yeah. And now they're likely to end up with a points deduction, aren't they?
So looking at it now, Ez, right? We know who the teams that are up. We know the teams are down. There's been no business done. But as things stand, How do you see the bottom 3 finish next year? And chat, what do you think the bottom 3 will be next year? Obviously, we're not taking receipts on this episode because nothing's happened and there's transfer windows, everything. But and I'm coming around to you guys as well. So start thinking. I'll put Ez on the spot. Who you got as the bottom 3?
Well, I'd hope to see Leicester down there with all their problems that we've got coming ahead of them. And your manager of the season, Fulham, I think they'll be down there, mate. I think they'll struggle next season.
No
Genuinely
chance.
think they will.
No
I think we'll lose too many key players in the summer. And you got to hope that Ipswich don't have this triple whammy of promotions or doing well, you know. So let's hope their bubble bursts. But it'll be good to see another. To be fair, it'll be good to see Ipswich back in the Premier League because I grew up seeing them there as well.
OGs.
The OGs, yeah, they're an old team there. So I'm hoping that's a bottom 3. But I think from what we've got from this season, I think Fulham will join them, and I see Leicester and Ipswich going down. Brentford, yeah, Laurie's mentioned Brentford. Brentford's another one I would like to see go down.
I'd love them down. Love them.
There's a couple of players that I'd take off them as well, to be honest.
Your boyfriend Vista. You love that.
I take
Vista,
Mbeumo.
and Mbeumo as well.
And Bono's quality. I think he could go higher than. I think he could end up at the top 6 club.
Yeah, but I reckon they lose pretty much that front 3, don't they? I mean, Bet365 Tony's gone. Mbeumo could go. Vista could go as well.
Yeah.
That frog-eyed manager. I wish he would go to the channel. I can't stand Thomas Frank.
I can't stand him either. I cannot stand Frank.
Hate him.
I quite like. I don't mind Brentford as a club, but I hate Thomas Frank as a. And I think Frank's a decent manager, but as a person, I fucking hate him. But I think
your 3.
I think Ipswich will stay up. I think they'll be fine. I think they've got some. I think they've got something about them. But I think Leicester could well stand down. I really want Southampton. I really want Russell Martin to flop like hell in the Premier League. I think he got a little bit, maybe lucky is not the right word, but I mean Southampton should have done better than they did. I think this season they managed to get us through the playoffs. I wouldn't mind seeing Southampton down there, and so yeah, Leicester, Southampton, and.
Do you reckon Everton are in trouble?
I'm not sure about the third.
Do you reckon Everton they've got potential administration. I mean, I'm not go down, but it's just you said their name, it made me think, oh, what about Everton?
Everton could do. They definitely could do. I don't see, regardless of what happens, I do not see all 3 promoted sides going down next season. It doesn't happen very often. It obviously happened this season. I don't see it happening next season. Probably 2 from 3. I think of the new promoted sides will go down. Yeah, I would like it switched to.
When was the last time it did happen? Obviously not this season, as in before this season that it went 3 up, 3 down. Does anyone know in the chat? I can't remember.
Yeah, someone can look that up.
You should know, John. This is your stat stuff. Go on, Jimmy. What's your bottom 3? As an observer now, neutral, I would like to imagine, looking in or looking up, should I say?
I disagree with John. I think the gap gets bigger every year, and we've experienced that. We didn't strengthen as much as we needed to, so that's not the excuse. We were weaker when we started the season than we were when we went up, to be fair, but yeah, I think the gap is too big, and I think the 3 that went up will come straight back down again. If there is an anomaly, I fancy Ipswich as well to be that team that gives it a real go. And I think Forest might be the ones that slip with your financial problems on the horizon, having to sell your star boy.
You would love that.
You'd love it.
I would love that. We'll be like ships that pass in the night.
I
don't think beat the drop as you start your own get out, race to promotion season or whatever it is that you're going to do. So,
Jimmy, who are you going to play with next year, Jimmy?
Premier League.
They've got the derby back. He's got his derby back, mate.
Oh, yeah, Wednesday.
Is
that the first fixture you're looking for in the diary when it comes?
No, it's first one.
Well, you got derby as well, then.
Yeah, beat them.
Yeah, I'll back you for those 2. I'll back you for those. But on a serious note, Jimmy, do you feel the gap? Like, because obviously last time you came up, you had a stint at it. Well, but was it big this time?
So much stronger this time round. You take your points deductions away, and it speaks volumes. Ipswich are the outlier; they're the only anomaly. Otherwise, the 3 parachute teams walk the championship. So the difference in quality is huge. We have to hang on to the status of being a yo-yo club at the minute and try to like beat the odds if we're promoted and stay up and scrape over the line to try and get that extra year and all that sort of. That's the position we're in at the minute. Looking forward to playing Oxford United next season, Jimmy. Can't pack on one side of the stadium.
I've been to the Chasm Stadium, man. It's a joke. It's an absolute
So have I. It
makes Bournemouth look good, man.
At least they've got 2 bus stops in Oxford.
Oh, he went there. The thing is, Oxford is so like upper class when you guys have to work a lot in Oxford, and then you come to that stadium and you're like, well, what's happened here, man? Seriously. Yeah. All right, Rich, what are you saying then? Palace, 2 others to go down.
Pretty much. Now I'm going to go Leicester, coming to points deduction. Ipswich, as much as McKenna's done a good job, he loaned out about 9 to 11 players last year, and I don't think he'll be able to get them back on loan. So Ipswich, and I would say Brentford.
Yes, good choice, that last one.
I think their time's done.
Can anyone name an Ipswich player, by the way?
Yeah.
Leif Davis, the left back. You got Hutchinson's the number 10, I think. We sent Keeper Moore on loan to them.
Was he not on loan from Chelsea? Hutchinson was on loan from Chelsea, no?
Twanzebe was there on loan from United.
Twanzebe was there.
Free. They signed Twanzebe.
They signed him.
Oh, they signed him. Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough.
Like, you know what? Ever since we got promoted, I can't lower myself. What are you saying, Ez? Have you watched any? I watched the playoff final just because I didn't want Leeds to go up.
Literally, that was it. That was the only game I
had. To lie with that.
No, I haven't been paying attention. I watched a couple of results for Wednesday, actually, because a good friend of mine is a Wednesday fan, and he was just looking forward to playing United again next season.
Sheffield.
But other than that, to be honest, mate, I hadn't paid attention to it. Like you, man, the Championship's dead to me. I don't want to be part of that ever again. The longer we can stay out of it, the better.
Jimmy, what are you saying? When did you start keeping an eye on the Championship again? When did
Never.
Jimmy, how's your Championship knowledge? I know it's only been 1 year, but you
not bad, mate. Not bad.
Yeah. You started refreshing it about October time once you
I never left.
Cool. All right, boys, listen, we've got for an hour and 15. Did we do everyone's bottom 3? We did. I didn't. I'm saying Brentford.
Forest.
Yeah, throw Brentford in there.
I'm just trying to think of the teams I hate. Brentford. I would love Luton to go down again just to make it funny. I think Palace are going to struggle, Rich. I'm sorry. I think you're going to struggle, mate.
Rubbish.
You're going to struggle. You're going to lose Eze and Olise, and then you're a no-man team.
Says you who's losing Murillo and Gibbs-White.
Oh, don't worry, man.
Do
you know how much money we're going to have 1st of July, Jimmy? Do you know how much money we're going to have?
And how much money are we going to have if we lose Eze and Olise, by the way?
Yeah, what is Elise's price tag? 60?
Yeah.
So
what are you getting for 12?
Probably.
What about Eze? How much is Eze worth?
60.
60 as well?
Yeah, 60.
Who's better? I think Elise is better.
They'll charge how much?
Elise is definitely better, yeah.
I think Elise's got more flair, yeah.
Who's better, Eze or Gibbs-White?
Gibbs-White.
No, that's right.
I'd actually say Elise. I'll be neutral on this. I'd say Elise. I'd say Elise. All right, let's wrap it up there, boys. We've gone for an
I love Gibbs-White.
Well,
but
excuse me, Ryan Santo. We're about to sign Daichi Kamado and Riyad Chadi.
Even John hasn't heard of him, mate. Seriously, John ain't heard of him.
You mean even me?
No, because you're the stat guy.
I'm not keeping across the transfer rumors at the moment. Let me have the summer off, and then I'll come back and I'll know them all.
Yeah. John, there was a few questions saying now that Bournemouth have stayed up and got their Sky money, have you upgraded into a bigger house and a bigger room now? That's what the questions are saying earlier. I forgot to bring them up.
No, I'm just on my girlfriend's. That's all it is.
Cool. All right, listen, guys.
I don't get that money coming through. Don't worry, it doesn't filter down in the way that you hope.
He's in.
Maybe Forest run it differently.
He's in Dean Court, can't you tell? It's like you can see
John's going to take the summer off. I'll take the season off if that's all right, lads, and I'll see you in a year.
Yeah,
well, Jimmy.
I forgot with Jimmy. this is goodbye. Jimmy, he
did
came
beat
on,
the drop.
humbled himself after we smashed him 3-1, put him in Club 100. And the chat kind of took to Jimmy after that, said he's not
Appreciate
a
it.
complete dickhead, just, a knobhead.
little
And
bit.
he got downgraded. So,
Yeah.
there was some love gains. But we're going to miss you, Jimmy, man. It's been fun. Ant's definitely going to miss you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been good. And hopefully
Sense
we'll
of
be back for some banter in 12 months or so. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully in the Premier League, not the Championship.
Yeah, well,
that's what they're hoping. Yeah.
Jimmy, whenever we're doing the show, please just at least be in the chat to just slander Ant. It will be so
and just to let you guys know, sorry, Mike will be back. He was going to come on tonight, but he's at a Take That concert.
It genuinely is.
And half the chat can't say anything because they were all at the City Ground as well. So make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to everyone's channel. And Jimmy, are you okay, hun?
I'm good, hun. Thanks.